Welcome back to Best Year Ever 2015 January edition, part 3, where in the first part we talked about the foundation of all the psychological stuff that goes into goal setting. Part 2, we actually talked about the goal setting process itself. This is going to be the actual goal setting workshop itself, and let's see. Give me a random Toho game.
Let's see.
Subterranean Animism.
Square.
Okay, I heard Subterranean Animism because there's no house set for Mystic Square. If you know where this is going.
Okay, yes.
So,
I did not know how sets were involved, so go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some background music for when we do this. So, the first thing you're gonna, let's see, I hope you still have your notepad file open so we can write all this stuff down. You're going to write down the following list for your goals. You're going to write down personal development goals, your work and school goals, your adventure goals, and your contribution goals. Again, we're going to go through this category by category, so you don't have to worry about writing this down all immediately. But the first thing that you're going to write down is a thing called Personal Development Goals Brainstorm List, or just Personal Development Goals. And it works like this. When I say go, for the next 7 minutes, I want you to write like crazy all the stuff that you would like to have as far as your physical health goes, as far as your emotions go, as far as your relationships go, as far as your time goes, as far as your skills, your behaviors, your strategies, the values you would like to adopt. Write down every single thing that you could possibly imagine on that list. Like it's Christmas morning and your parents won the lottery, and you can be like, oh, I want a swimming pool. I want 2 swimming pools. And there's no chance of someone saying, you'll be lucky to get a ditch in the backyard filled with mud. Instead, it'll be like, you know what, let's get 3 swimming pools. Let's have a double-decker swimming pool. I don't know how that works. We'll do it anyway. Like, if you set your mind to it, whatever's on that list is going to be. Now, another thing I need to remind you is that this is not a to-do list, because as we said earlier, having the giant list is not going to work, but having one single compelling goal is going to get you focused on that goal and really doing things. A while ago, Nuclear Falcon and I, if you don't know Nuclear Falcon, he's part of the Waffles community, he's a friend of mine, he's really philosophical, he has, for what I know about self-help stuff, he knows about philosophy. And we both sat down one night and we watched The Secret by Rhonda Burns. And The Secret talks about the law of attraction and says, everything you focus on is going to appear in your life. And we both said, no, it's basically confirmation bias that whatever you focus on is going to be a reality. If you remember from part 2, the reticular activating exercise, where you looked around the room, looked for the blue things and yellow things, or you looked in your past and you looked for something amusing or something funny, then that is what you're going to find. So, and I told this earlier, the story in the afternoon session, where back when I was in community college, like I said, I wanted anything. I wish I had a girlfriend back in community college. I would have done anything for one. But here's what was interesting. I had a habit loop where every time somebody felt sorry for me, I would put myself down to make them feel even more sorry for me. And this is a common habit loop for people with depression. They think that, oh, if I make people feel sorry for me, then I'll get love and connection, but in reality, it just annoys people. And there's a book by, let's see, Charles Duhigg, I think it is. Someone mentioned this earlier. It's called The Power of Habit. And in The Power of Habit, it breaks down habits into 3 parts. The stimulus, the cue, the behavioral response, and the reward. So the cue for a depressed person is somebody's like, oh, there, everything's going to be all better. The behavioral response is, no, I hate myself, everything's terrible. And the reward is they think that people feel even more sorry for them. But of course, this doesn't work over time, and eventually they start to notice that people are like, ah, forget it. And when enough people give up on them, they realize that this habit doesn't work. So they change the behavior, like when someone says, there, everything's not so bad. And I'll personally attest that saying that when I said, you know what, it really isn't so bad because you actually took time out of your busy day to tell me that. So thank you. And that's what really got me the love. Not the putting myself down that just got cheap sympathy. No, actually owning up to it got like, then I later learned that actually helping other people out and building other people up and being nice to other people gets you far more love than putting yourself down. But going back to my story, one of my big goals was to get a girlfriend back in community college. But the problem was I was approached by girl after girl after girl who felt sorry for me. But because I had that habit loop, I had accidentally shot myself in the foot at least 20 times with every single girl imaginable just throwing themselves at my feet saying, I'm here to take away your loneliness, just accept me. And the habit loop said, nope, you can't do that, because that would be a threat to my significance, to my what I think is my need for connection. And as a result, I was very lonely. So to ensure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot, that's why we have that mindset part of the goal setting workshop. But first, let's just put aside the habit loops. Let's put aside everything else and pretend that whatever you put on this list, it will be. Because if you make it your goal, you're going to focus on all the different ways you can achieve it. Like again, I go back to the community college example. Like, I noticed all the girls flirting with me, but at the same time, I couldn't do anything about it because I was stuck in that bad habit loop. But we're going to fight the bad habit loop later. For now, anything you put on this list will be. Whatever you put on this list is going to come into your life. And again, this is not a giant to-do list. This is a menu. Pretend you are designing a catalog for all the things that you want in your life. And you can pick one of these things to arrive in the mail the next day if you pay the price of doing the actions towards attaining them daily. Make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Alrighty. Now when I say go, in the next 25 seconds, you are going to write non-stop. As soon as you hit enter, think of the next thing that you like personally. Whether it's learning a new language, I'll encourage you as this goes on, 15 seconds. And don't do details. If you want to say, I want to learn this language in such and such amount of days, no, you just say, I want to learn this language. I want to get better at this. And that's it. Ready? 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Go faster, keyboard.
One meta example is I want to master doing this exercise. 2 of my goals include speaking Spanish, learning Japanese, building more muscle, trying more different foods, getting better at time management. Part of my January research project, I want to learn sleight of mouth patterns. Think of it as like real-life Jedi Masters. Increase my leadership abilities. Get better at mental interventions. If you have any interesting things on your list that you want to shout out to help encourage other people, inspire others, shout them out.
See you here. In a second language.
All right. 5 minutes left. Develop a cure for learned helplessness is one of mine. Oh, Master Brief Therapy. Brief Therapy ought to be fun. Oh, here's one I really need to put on the list. Let's see. I'm not particularly good at push-ups and pull-ups, so I'm going to add that to the list.
Push-ups and pull-ups can be hard.
Yep, I got to do the ones where it's on my knees, but there's like a guy who did an experiment where he gained a ton of weight, and he talked about how like doing push-ups when you're overweight's a lot harder than when you're on weight. Three minutes and 30 seconds. Minutes and 20 seconds. Alright, 2 minutes left.
Still going.
If there's an emotion you want to handle or a positive emotion you want to get better at, put it on the list. One minute to go. Oh yeah, another goal I have on the list, I want to read my entire library in a month. Or at least a huge chunk of my library in a month.
Ooh.
Ooh, start a book review series. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. If you still have some things to write down, write them down. Last second. But now let's go through all the things on your list. And I want you to put a number representing how long do you think this will take. For goals that are going to be less than a year, put a 1. For goals you think will take 2 years, put a 2. 3 years, 3, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes to do that, and once you've done all that, I want you to select the most compelling of the goals and underline it and bolden it, make it stick out, so that is going to be your primary personal development goal. And you're going to do something with this later.
I'm using Notepad, I can't do that.
Alright, I guess a Notepad, put an asterisk by it. Or copy and paste it and put primary goal, then your goal right there. And remember, like, don't think logically. Think with your gut. Think with your heart. Like, you think it's going to take you 2 years and write it down, even if it's something that might take a couple months. My classic example is I thought I'd be down to 170 in 5 years. I went down to 170 in 4 months. And preferably pick the goal that is going to be, like, it's a 1-year goal. 1 year or less. And when you start doing it, that's when you realize how long it really takes. For all you know, you might have a goal that you think might even take a month, and it turns out to take 2 months. Or you have a goal that you might think will take years, like I thought I was going to speak at an anime convention in 5 years. It ended up only taking a couple months. That's how I got to A-Kon. Oh, I said one example is I thought I wouldn't go to A-Kon for another like 3 to 4 years and end up going to A-Kon in just a couple months. Speaking as a speaker.
Right.
Alright, 1 minute left. By this point, you should be picking out the most compelling 1-year goal.
I have mine.
Alrighty. 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that should be your personal development goal. This is going to be the big goal that you are going to work on. And again, let me get the template for how you're going to organize this. Now you can go to those other goals once you've mastered this goal. In fact, you might accidentally accomplish the other goals on your way to accomplishing this one.
Best take, I will say, the one I picked will help with pretty much everything on my list.
Alright, do you want to share with us, or is it private?
Oh no, I'll share it. The one I have highlighted is better commitment.
Alright, that's a very admirable goal, actually.
Very much for any type of goal.
Like, if I was better committed to things, I would be able to get this entire list done.
There you go. In fact, let's see. I don't know if we should, let's see. Let's do this right now, actually, so we can ensure that we go through each of these goals and get it written so we have a full list done by the end of this exercise. So now I want you to check the raid call chat, and if you're on the stream, go to the link that I provided earlier, where you'll see the focus, strategy, and mindset thing. And what I want you to write down is, why must I follow through on this goal? Like, why do you want the thing that you have on this list? Like, one of the things that I have written down, let me scroll down to my goals. See, one of them is getting out of bed on command like I used to, and clearing out an extra hour in the morning for running. Basically getting better at my morning routine. And why must I follow through on this is I want more energy in the day, I want a faster metabolism, I want the after effects for the rest of the day.
My goal covers that, getting committed to something like that.
Alright, so let's take a little bit to write down why must we focus on this goal. I'm going to get the music going again. Music really does help with the situation sometimes. If not, if you don't want the music, just I should provide a link to the YouTube video, like in the YouTube video below. And in fact, they even provide the template too. Once you provide enough reasons why, you must also know the consequences. What will you lose if you don't follow through?
Oh gosh, everything on this list.
Yep. Like here I have, I'll regain all my weight, I'll lose my energy and momentum, I'll lose time since I won't have the energy and momentum, I'll lose my health. Yeah, this actually inspired me. I'll lose, let's see, most, if not all, of the things on my list. Or at least go more slowly. That would disappoint others and myself. And it might be painful to think of the consequences, but you need that pain to drive you forward. But pain's not enough, you also gotta know the pleasure of what you'll get by doing this. So what will you gain by following through? So I can also add getting everything on the list. Alright, so if you've written down why must you follow through on the goal, what will you lose if you don't follow through, what will you gain if you do follow through, and what is the specific outcome? How can you measure it? Like, how do you know when you're achieving this outcome? Write that down. Let's see, mine is I will get up within the moment of waking hours. Start my day. Let's see. Let's see. I must do this consistently, regardless.
I will follow through on many of the projects and commitments I want and need to do. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for getting this skill mastered. Like, seriously.
Excellent. In fact, writing the why is often a good step because you'll often feel compelled to just start taking action, period. In fact, next, once you've got that done, it's time for the strategy part. You ask yourself, what resources do I have at the moment to fulfill this? And sometimes you might need physical resources, sometimes you need mental resources. In my cases, for getting out of bed in the morning, I have a bed light, an alarm clock, B vitamins. Let's see, mental strategy, guidebooks, willpower, a hunger for more energy. Because we should never forget, we have quite a lot of things that we can, most of the resources we need to achieve what we want, and if not, we can always get more. So once you list the resources that you do have, move on to the resources that you can get that you don't currently have. Like me, I only have non-slip work shoes, but I'm thinking of maybe getting some dedicated running shoes. And of course, increasing my time management skills.
Yeah. Always helpful.
And then, of course, there are people you can learn from, and you have to ask who has accomplished this skill, and so you can repeat what they did. I know there's a number of runners and athletes, any self-help person who has, like a lot of self-help people say that if you have a vision strong enough and a goal compelling enough, it will wake you up in the morning. It's like my personal example of the Fight Club movie. Or the moment I learned that Fight Club was playing on the big screen in a theater somewhere, despite feeling like crap, I hopped out of bed. And as petty as that is, there's got to be a way to tap into that kind of energy with other goals.
Yeah. In fact, that'd be much more worth it, wouldn't it? In the end.
Also had a lot of that energy during National Novel Writing Month. In fact, if I could just get back into Loveless City and how exciting that was, like, I couldn't wait to write Loveless City. Especially if anyone heard the readings of just how ridiculously passionate that story is.
The music, the enthusiasm behind the reading, the action in the writing.
In fact, that's one of my work goals: to finish and publish Loveless City by hopefully spring.
Hey, Spazteak, I remember a long time ago. Like, this was when you were like kind of just like starting a good portion of Diamond in the Rough. I mean, you had like 2 presentable screenings at the time. You were reading a fan fiction you made, which is like another take on EOSD. The story of EOSD, the story where Reimu's going around getting donations and stuff like that, and it tells pretty much the EOSD story with a new spin.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember, I still have it too.
Oh, cool.
I could read that some other time too, or even finish it. But also...
Yes. Yeah, seriously, I've been meaning to ask about that actually because it came to mind, and it's like when I remember you reading that, you had the music, you had the voices, you had pretty much everything down, and I've become a big fan of your reading since.
Thanks. If I ever make audiobooks, I seriously want to do the same. But anyway,
oh, yeah.
Once you have your, like, what resources do you have and who's accomplished this, now it's time for probably the most important part of this, the action plan. This is where you write down all that you must do to achieve the goal. Like all the stuff you can do daily. Name as many things as possible, from the easiest things to the little things to the big things you can do. Maybe put asterisks or scores or something by the most important things that you must do. Just organize it and make it so that you can have, like, you don't have to organize it either. Just put as much stuff as you can do to accomplish this daily. Another tip.
Don't organize, comprise.
Yep.
Go on.
Another tip is to log down each time you do something on the list and it works. If it doesn't work several times, you might want to cross it off the list, or maybe put it in a separate section that says might work, might not work, and definitely doesn't work. Or have a little jar that you put notes in each time, so when you make progress. Like, I have so far the accomplishments I have this year are I made made Kick-Ass Birthday comic for Mini Wedge 3 on the 7th, and had fun with my niece on the 10th. And my plan is to read that at the end of the year, like all the different things that I've accomplished this year. But again, write down all the different things that you can do to achieve the goal. Let's see. For mine, I'm going to do the W. Clement Stone exercise of saying do it now 50 times in the morning and before bed. Make a habit of jumping out of your bed into your shoes. The alarm clock further away. Put up visual reminders. Get out of bed. Oh yeah, another thing to remember about your action plan. There are 3 categories as to how you can do this action plan. The first is your changing your environment, like putting up reminders, changing your tools and all that. Changing how you think. Like what you can focus on, things you can personally do, and of course what other people can do for you, because you can enlist help from other people or you can ask them to remind you. There's a great book called You Can Change Anything and Influencer by the Vital Smarts people that talk about all the areas of influence, and it comes down to the environment, the people around you, and yourself. And of course, how each of them motivates and how each of them affects your abilities. So again, Influencer and You Can Change Anything by the Vital Smarts people. So let's see. You might want to take a few minutes to work on the action plan right now. You can categorize it if you'd like to, but right now just write down as many things as you possibly can.
Already on it.
Alrighty. Okay. Set up a tally of how many days you go without missing a jog. Diz, you might benefit from something similar. Like how many days you go by without missing a commitment on something.
Get unanswered questions answered. This would be helpful for finding out things that I really do need to know.
Also found getting a dedicated sleep time helps with my goal. Let's see, we're currently 33 minutes in this. Okay. So for the sake of time, you can work on this on your own time. So part 3 is the mindset. If there are any concerns that you have about what might be getting in the way of you accomplishing that action plan, this is where you would list that. And luckily, I am starting to get rid of the limiting belief that I don't have enough energy, because when I get going, I get going. And of course, I've disproven it with the whole Fight Club story, so I know I have the ability, I just need the consistency.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is, if you don't have a limiting belief, it's what's the most immediate thing I can do now to gain momentum on my goal, even if it means jumping out of the stream and maybe watching the recording later. Or if you're watching the YouTube video, stopping the video or maybe coming back to it, then doing the thing now.
Remember, I was still working on my thingy while this was going. Of course, I stopped to write.
Oh, I just thought of something. while you write down the most immediate things you can do right now, in fact, I'm going to put that on the strategy list. I'm going to be right back for a second. Give me one moment.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Alright, I just accomplished one of my things on my action list. The most immediate thing I can do right now, set my shoes by my bedside so I can jog first thing in the morning.
Oh, nice.
As I mentioned, that resource was always there, but I didn't focus on it until it became part of my focus. So when you ask the question, what's the most immediate thing I can do to gain momentum on my goal? Well, you ask and you shall receive.
Dude, you could really use like a committed stopwatch to like clock myself and give myself a time limit on what I'm doing.
Do you have a smartphone?
I do not, and so
okay.
I might have to get some. I might have to download some software.
Alrighty. So anyway, that pretty much covers the goal-setting process, so give yourself a hand. You have officially set up a personal development goal, and if you've done this right, you'll have the reasons why you must do the goal, why, let's see, all the ways you can follow through on it, and a map of your mind so you can follow through. Now, I have a difficulty guide as to what to do. For casual difficulty, you would select one goal. This is the personal development goal, and here's what you do. Review the goal daily. Put it somewhere where it can be easily seen. Like, when I was first doing this, I put all my goals by my computer side, and I need to reprint this out so I can do it again. So, at the end of the night, I plan to print my goal list out and set it up next to my bed. Then, for the casual difficulty, you will review your action plan weekly, but for normal difficulty, you'll see your action plan daily. And depending on your level of commitment, you'll not let a week go by without doing at least one thing on that list for casual difficulty, 5 things on that list for easy difficulty, and at least 14 things on that list for normal difficulty, which means 2 of any daily goal. But if you're ultra committed... Oh, yes?
I already have, like, sticky notes on my computer here to remind me, so that's that.
Excellent. That'll work. In fact, I'm going to get that myself. Just got to find some room.
I've already been taking steps on my own accord for some of these things. It's kind of nice to get a good refresher and make a list.
Yep. So let's see, what else? So you review and revise your action plan, let's see, either daily or weekly, but if you want to make extreme progress, do as many of these things on your list as possible daily, if not just one thing, because if you feel like you're going to get burned down, just do one thing a day. Because one thing a day over time, if you do it over the course of a year, that's like 365 actions towards the attainment of your goal. So
pretty much do everything you can.
Yeah.
Each day, and every day do everything you can.
Yep.
You have the tools and you have the talent to do so, so take the actions necessary for it, I suppose.
Yes.
We had the tools, we had the talent.
It's Miller time! But
Yay,
anyway,
that's
the personal development work brainstorm list. So let's do this 3 more times, but you guys can do the rest on your own time for the sake of the video recording because it's 10:30 right now. We got 30 minutes left. So let's get ready for the next list, which is the work brainstorming list. So, after the self-development menu that you've developed, it's time for a work menu. And by work menu, I mean, well, not just work, but school too. Do you want to have better grades? Do you want to, what kind of job would you like? What do you want to do for money? Or maybe you have a mission in life. Maybe you want to do a charity or something. That can also be listed under the contribution goals, but what do you want to do to, I guess, pay yourself or to contribute to society? Maybe you want to get some savings going, investing going, whatever the work is. And again, the school as well. Like, one of my goals was to get a bachelor's in English. I thought I'd get it done in 2 years. I got it done in a year and a half when I set the original goal back in 2011. So, when I say go, let's see, let me get my clock ready. You're going to write down all the different work goals. I'll tell you immediately, my goal is to publish 3 books by the end of the year, and I'm going to make damn sure that happens. So we have 40 seconds left until I start the clock. And now this might be a little longer term thinking. But again, this is your future, and it's better to plan up the stream than to just go with the flow of the river and find out you're about to head towards Niagara Falls in a boat with no oars.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 10 seconds. Ready, folks? In
I am
5,
ready.
4, 3, 2, 1, go! Music starts. Oh yeah, another thing I want to try doing is become a paid voice actor. Like, actually go pro. Alright, while you work on this, I'll be right back for a quick second. If any of you have any interesting work goals that you'd like to share with people, shout them out. Try to inspire others. Oh yeah, another thing I have on the list is make a musical album. Get back into music making, that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Now I'll be right back.
I like some of the stuff he makes with his music. Especially his Toho arrangements.
I've returned, and let's see.
Welcome back.
We got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. We're halfway through.
Gotcha.
Yeah, here's one of my 3-year goals. Become a voice acting director. And if you're writing this list and you're worrying, well, I don't have the education, we'll put the education on the list. Say I want to go back to school and get my master's degree, or a bachelor's, or associate's, whatever it is. And even then, sometimes you don't even need the credentials. Sometimes you can get the job without going to school at all. It might be a little more difficult, but you can still do it.
Alright.
We got 1 minute 30 seconds left.
Thank you for the update.
Minute left. Another thing to think about is don't think about practicality. Think what's in line with what I want to do. Think of something compelling. I was probably interested in becoming a truck driver a while ago. In fact, I know someone in the Toho community who is also a truck driver. Got to meet him at A-Kon. It was pretty neat. I actually like the idea of becoming a truck driver. Would be neat.
Interesting.
Hell, I'll add that to the list.
I myself probably would stray away from trucks. Only due to the fact that they're bigger and I'm not used to them. If anything, I watched Ice Road Truckers at one point.
I've driven trucks before. They're fun.
I have no doubt in my mind that they can be, but I'll just stick to what I have for now.
Yeah, it's just heavier. That's all it is. Heavier and the turning's weird.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let me, so that is time. So now, put little time marks by all the different, I'll give you 3 minutes to put time marks by all the different work goals. 1 year or, put 1 for 1 year or less, 2 and 3 for 2 or 3 year goals, and so on and so forth. If you feel really ambitious, you can try months, but I wouldn't recommend that until you, actually start getting a feel for how long these things actually take. So it's better to assume that each goal, has a 1 next, anything that takes less than a year has equal weight. So you don't limit yourself on your options. In fact, even with me, there are some goals on the list that I have will take, 3 months or 5 months, but I still circle things that will take 6 months. Welcome, Combaticon. We're actually going pretty good. We actually did a full detailing of the personal development goals this time. But since we're approaching, we only have 20 minutes left, we're going to have to speed through some of it, and everyone will have to do the exercise for the work, adventure, and contribution goals on their own time. But it'll be a good way to build commitment for this.
Yeah,
so that
I've
you have
had
to do
plans to work on this even after this is over.
Yeah. Okay, 1:30 left. We'll give you just enough time to timestamp the rest of these things and then pick your most compelling goal out of the list. Also, excellent, Dan. Dan says in the chat that he got his goal thing finished, though it took a while. Oh yeah, this thing does take a while. In fact, like when we do the thing live, it takes an hour just to get the brainstorming done and to get the actual why you want to do it, how you're going to do it, and what's getting in the way. It takes a little bit longer than that. Alright, 1 minute, 50 seconds left. So pick the most compelling out of the list. Remember, most compelling 1-year goal or less. Right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's time. Now you should have a work goal, and you'll have to do the exercise that we did earlier on this separately, because now we're going to move immediately onto the adventure brainstorm. Adventure is all of your hobbies, all the fun stuff that you want to do. Maybe, like, my personal examples, like my goals include getting all of the cartoons done, getting a new wardrobe for my new body type, since again I've lost a ton of weight and all of my outfits are like 2 sizes too large for me now. Watch Doctor Who. My mom and I are actually marathoning the series at the moment, though I just learned today from someone else, I think it was Dan, or I forgot who, that...
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, that Netflix is going to be taking it off because their contract's running out with the BBC. But as I mentioned earlier, there's multiple ways to accomplish the same goal. You can do it on Netflix, you can go to the library, you can actually buy the thing from the store.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, also meet Moral Officers, finish the Endless Blue soundtrack, go to Florida, go to Chicago. Once you see a Toho game is what I actually got from doing the thing earlier, when Porygon was here. He inspired me to possibly once you see a Toho game. Oh yeah, get a new car stereo system is another example. So this is just all the fun stuff you want to do. This is where you can be a hedonist and say, you know what, this is for me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say, but I want to do things for other people. Don't worry, we're going to get to that next with the contribution goals. But for now, this is going to be the adventure goals. This is for us. This is for us to have fun. Now we have a minute left. And again, just like the personal development goals, just like in the work goals, whatever you put on this list will be if you put your mind to it. Whatever can be conceived can be achieved is one way to put it. And as long as you take that daily action towards those goals, they will be. So, 35 seconds left until we begin. Just think of all the different things you want to see, all the different things you want to do. Maybe there's a series you want to watch. Maybe there's a game you want to play. Maybe there's a place you want to go, something you want to experience, food you want to try. Whatever it is, get ready to write that down. 15 seconds.
I can't wait to beat Toho Labyrinth so I can start the second one.
If you want to start early, go right ahead. But here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Timer started. Music started.
Oh man, fun stuff.
Yes,
I'm
Combaticon
able to
said
1cc on Lunatic.
Oh yes, Combaticon, that's actually natural. For the people watching the video, he says, let's see. Oh yeah, well actually, can I mention this out loud, Dan? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, he says here that he was writing out the strategy for the venture goal, got him motivated, and that's what happens. Let's see, to contribute on something I was working on, but then I got to a hurdle, and this is natural, because, as I said in the foundation part, when you actually start working, that's when you're going to start running into obstacles. Now, I mentioned this in the afternoon portion, that when you start working towards your goals, you're going to run into hurdles, but think of life like a hurdle race. All the other people who have accomplished things are going to jump over the hurdles, so it'd be no fair to ask people to clear the hurdles out of the way, because that's just unfair, and even then, you won't likely be as fast as everyone else.
Exactly.
Dan, care to describe this hurdle?
I don't. Well, specifically since for the adventure goal, I was trying to do for a drawing. I don't know how to make like smoke or like a smoky thing in like a drawing program. I know how to do it like on pencil to paper, but not in an actual program.
Oh, in that case, you look up tutorials, but to save you time, smudging. Smudge something and you get smoke. Like, what are you drawing in?
Paint tool SAI.
Okay.
Paint tool Psi, oh man.
That's a multi-layer thing, right? That's what Raocal uses, isn't it?
Yeah,
Probably.
many artists use this actually. It's actually widely popular in the Toho fan art contribution community.
Alright, well,
That
if it has... Oh, go on.
That and people use it in conjunction with Photoshop.
Alright. If it has multiple layers, just make a new layer, put some white or some noise or whatever. In fact, I would definitely recommend like doing some white with some noise on it, and then smudging that around, and that will make you smoke. There's also some smoke brushes out there that'll help you save you time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but actually it's not just like a smoke as in like coming from like a pipe or something. No, it's like a huge smoke cloud like after like an explosion happened, for example, or a fire, a large fire.
Okay, that's what the burn and dodge tool is for. The burn tool can help make shadows and those kind of effects. So you would, let's see, I could probably show you after we're done with this, because after this stream I'm going to immediately transition into Spastic Make Stuff Live and work on the Christmas sketches, but I can take like 5-10 minutes out to show you how to make smoke.
Alright.
Okay, so we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Oh yeah, go to a high-end haunted house would be interesting.
Well, I did go to Disney World, so I can check that off the list.
A
Yep.
high-end haunted house. I don't think my heart could take that.
Yeah, there's like the most extreme haunted houses in the world, but there's like one haunted house I absolutely couldn't go to, which is where they actually physically torture you.
Ooh.
I'm not that extreme. Like there's freaking
Yeah.
Navy SEALs I couldn't make it through that one.
Oof. Would you mind describing that haunted house, as I'm intrigued? The intense one.
Yes, I'm intrigued. Yes.
They like feed you all this rotten, unidentifiable food. They spray blood in your face. They tie you up. They even like tried drowning you at one point.
Oh, frick. But I can hold my lungs for a long time, and I know they wouldn't kill me.
Yep.
But there's a level of certainty, actually. But yeah, I can But when it comes to food that I don't recognize, that's a bit of a stretch for me.
Yeah, let's see.
Is that? It's moving!
It's a dead thing.
Oh, it's mystery.
Oh,
name.
that's what it's called, McCamey Manor.
Ooh, alright.
Located in San Diego, California. Here's the name for you right here. I really need to check the stream chat more often.
Wait, and where is this again?
San Diego, California.
Oh god, this place is in my state.
Alright, we got about a minute, 13 seconds left. Oh, here's an easy one. Go to Six Flags in Dallas. We have a 3-month goal.
I went to Disney World, I don't care.
Oh yeah, go to Dallas, period, would be another one.
Well, Six Flags doesn't sound too bad. I know it's more of a thrill park.
Oh yes.
I also forgot to mention I went to Universal Studios as well as Disney World.
Yep. Oh, and Disney World and Universal Studios is on my 7th-month goal list.
Oh man.
Alright, 30 seconds left.
Till what?
Till we're done comprising the list of fun things to do.
Okay.
Oh, TD, this is the goal-setting workshop.
I'll just sit here and listen in then.
Alright, 10 seconds.
I'm late to the party, so...
And we're recording this so you can listen to the whole thing later. 3,
Alright.
2, 1. Alrighty, now that you got your menu, put little time marks by all the things on your list. 1 for any 1-year or less goal, and 2 to 3 for 2 to 3 year goals, and etc. etc. So you got 3 minutes to mark that down. And underline, asterisk, or mark the most compelling 1-year or less goal.
Gosh. Many of the things I've listed here are things that can be done in 1 year.
Okay, then pick something that's like the the most recent goal that you can accomplish. Like a 2-year goal. Remember, I thought getting to A-Kon would be a 3-year goal.
Some of these I can complete now if I dedicate myself enough to it.
Yep.
But I don't want to have too much fun, of course. It's gotta be,
go on.
It's gotta be a thing that you do in small doses, but enough to keep you going. Because you always gotta have fun.
Yep. Oh, but Dan, I can easily tell you it's Greyhounds are easy ways to travel out of the state and pretty cheap too. Like it was cheap enough for me to pay for HTF's trip to Austin for A-Kon. Trains are also pretty cheap too. Planes, on the other hand, are a little more expensive, but, you know, they're planes.
Yeah. Well, I flew to Florida, so, yeah, it was expensive.
Yeah, Combaticon actually brings up a good point saying another thing is where to go. And buses can go cross-country. There are people who do, like, cross-country tours.
Yeah,
like, it's
buses can do that.
It's more than one thing to just say, I don't want to be in one place. You also got to know where you want to go to.
Yeah, Spaz. Yes. During my trip to Disney World, our plane actually got canceled, so we had to take a shuttle. So that was a change of plan, but we ended up making our next flight.
All right. Also, so 40 seconds left. By this point, you should be selecting your goal.
All said, all done. I also didn't put too terribly much on this list because, yeah, I do want to still focus on the stuff that I need to get done.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, and that is your adventure menu. And you can also copy and paste the same thing that you did for the personal development goal here, as well as the work goal here. So you can work on that on your own time. And now we get to the last part of the list, your contribution goals for how you're going to contribute back to society. Like, whereas adventure was pure hedonism, here is pure altruism. Like, examples I have on my list are give blood. Let's see, perform a personality integration, value realignment, or otherwise intervention. Brighten 200 people's days in 4 months. Make a cure for depression. Respond to 95% of fan mail. Do a random food drive for people, which I talked about earlier. Just get a whole bunch of sacked lunches and just bring them to random strangers on the street. In fact, I accomplished one, like a minor contribution thing earlier. I ran down to Dairy Queen between the afternoon best year ever and the evening best year ever. And I had a $10 gift card, and I still had like $1 left on it. But there was nothing I wanted, and I didn't think $1 was going to get me very far, so I said, you know what? For the next person that comes by, I want you to give them my $1 on my gift card. They're like, wait, are you sure you want to do that? I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. And, oh, the look on the people's faces when it's like, oh yeah, the last person who was here donated $1 to your thing. It's like, holy crap. So I'll say I had my fun tonight. So let's see. What else would you like to do to give back to society? And I guarantee you, giving back to society is quite fun. We're going to start brainstorming that list in 50 seconds. So how can you make the world a better place? How can you put smiles on more people's faces?
Could give gifts to the people that helped me.
That's one thing. Also, to go back to what Dan mentioned earlier about goals, is that, again, we'll have to face problems, and one proverb I think can definitely help with that is this. The best rose bush is not the one with the least amount of thorns, but with the most amount of roses. Life is not problem-free. It's not a matter of, like, running into the obstacles, it's a matter of how do you overcome them. But here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Remember, same speed and intensity. Writing more guides is another thing I just added to the list. Oh, I just thought of something interesting.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Do my own week-long kind of seminar deal.
Oh, huh.
Because I do like the all-night Unleash the Hermit Within, but someone asked, hey, why don't you do, like, Unleash the Hermit Within is based on Anthony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, but Unleash the Power Within is a preliminary to a larger course called Date with Destiny, which is a 7-day course, where you go down all the different, it's either 7 days or 5 days, I forget which, but it goes through every single, like, subject that Tony Robbins knows about.
I see.
And the whole thing is about realigning your, like, getting those value habits down to, in a single week. So you have enough momentum to follow through when you get back.
Oh, so basically you're thinking something like, Date with Destiny, like for Unleash the Hermit Within?
Yeah. But what's it called?
Alright, that actually sounds like something I could get behind as long as it didn't, like, go too late.
Yeah. But what's it called that? One night stand with Destiny? How are we running for time? We got 4 minutes left, and it's already 11 o'clock, so we're going to run just a little bit over. But after this, we pretty much finished our goal list. Then you can do the rest on your own time, if you have the momentum.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing to do is to get going on some of the stuff I have already.
Yep.
Add more ideas as I get them, of course.
Yes. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, we're halfway through.
Be right back real fast. Need to let my cat in.
Alright. Yeah, probably my number one contribution goal is to give blood.
Back.
Welcome back, Diz. I mentioned one of my a 1 month goal I have is to give blood. Since I can now handle needles, I can give blood now.
Oh, you had a fear of needles?
Yep, a really bad one until you unleash the power within thing. So now I can. I got my blood test a while back.
I got my blood tested today.
Huh.
Had no problem with the needle.
Well, you'd be so. Well, I couldn't have done that a while ago, and now I can do that. So.
It's awesome.
I've always wanted to give blood, but I never wanted to do the needle thing.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes left.
Right. I stopped hating needles after they stopped hurting.
Yeah, my reasoning was, like, again, at Unleash the Power Within, there's like a fire walk. You get to walk over hot coals. And it looks dangerous, but the point is, just because it looks dangerous doesn't mean it is. So when you walk over hot coals, then you think to yourself, okay, if this is so simple, what else can I do? And I immediately thought, okay, I can get my blood drawn with the same ideology. Like, and that's what I did. I thought of the fire walk, I sat down to get my blood tested, they put the needle in, and it was like, bam! I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. I've gotten over some of my fears as well, especially early on. Like, I used to dislike spiders, but after I did a bit of research on them, I actually got quite a big liking of certain types of spiders. Of course, I don't favor poisonous ones that are poisonous to humans, but I think spiders are actually pretty cool in a world where people would hate them and squish them on sight.
Yeah, spiders are also very good at getting rid of other insects, especially the pest kind of insects.
Pests. Yeah. So whenever I see one in the house, the best thing you can do is just pick it up in something gently and put it outside where it belongs and can get the job done.
Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's time. So, for 3 minutes to put time placements on all the different goals. And then once you do that, select the most compelling 1 year or less goal. If you do not have a 1 year or less goal, select the 2 year goal, whichever the quickest you think will be. But remember, quick and compelling. Not easy, something that you can have passion about. And then once that's done, we're gonna wrap up the recording.
Right?
But then we will get to these normal Spastic Make Stuff live stream.
Spastic makes life stream. Okay.
And that's how you defeat Sephiroth.
I come back to that. Really?
She did. Good timing.
Bleach, we're almost done with the best year ever. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds left to write down your contribution goal menu. Well, not write it down. I mean, put time marks by all the goals and then select the most compelling. Baticon, I do not have godlike powers, but I could put that on the personal development goals list.
Obtain godlike powers.
But I will say in my research on sleight of mouth and like transderivational devices, it is possible to have mind powers, like Jedi mind trick kind of stuff.
Doesn't take a friggin' brain surgeon to figure out.
Alright, we got 30 seconds left. Pick the most compelling goal out of the list. Most compelling 1 year or less goal.
Already ahead of ya. Got it. Helps to have a lot to choose from.
Yep. And the beauty of this list is, once you accomplish the thing there, in fact, chances are you might get done sooner than you think if you have your whole giant list of strategies. Let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's time. So now you have a giant menu to choose from for your personal development goals, your work goals, your adventure goals, and your contribution goals. And you also have the template for how to come up with strategies for how to accomplish all these things. And here's what you do. Once you do your daily strategies, your action items, and all these things for how to accomplish them daily and weekly, you'll soon see all of these your primary goals getting met. And what's funny is, on your way to your primary goals, you'll likely meet some of your other goals on the way there. But once you meet your primary goal, then you have to pick, okay, what's the next most compelling goal on my list? And then start working towards that, doing the same framework. You go through, why do you want the goal? What will you gain? What will you lose if you don't do it? What will you gain if you do go through with it? And what are the specific measurable results you're going after? Then doing all the strategy stuff again, then looking through all the limiting beliefs again. Once you got all of that done, then it's time to go on to that next goal. And then when you complete that, you can go to the next and the next and the next. And you might ask, well, what happens if I run out of the goals? Well, guess what? If you run out, that means you've accomplished everything, and that means you've basically designed the ideal life. And it'd be funny if you ran out of things before the end of the year, then it really would be the best year ever. So does this sound like an interesting plan? Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and there will be a follow-up in February. I'm also going to be doing one more Best Year Ever on the 21st for the people who have missed this one, because I posted the announcement on my YouTube a little bit late. Or if the YouTube video itself gains steam, I could cancel that, but I could, I guess, do one more on the 21st. We'll see about that, but for now, this has been Spastic with Best Year Ever January edition. I will see you again in February, where we will update our list check in, get a little progress, see if anyone has found some new strategies for how to attain their goals. And with that, see you in February for the best year ever!